Our Summer Access Series continues with one of the newcomers here to Carbondale. Drew Steffe is our guest this afternoon. Drew, welcome, man. I know we were just kind of chatting a little briefly. You're enjoying the life in Carbondale so far this summer.
Yeah, it's been good, man. I enjoy it out here so far. It's been real good. Everybody's so nice down here. It's like the whole community is amazing so far. So I love it right now.
The recruiting process, it's been one of the common questions I've asked all the newcomers that are coming in, is unique in its own way. That's what makes it, can be stressful, I'm sure, at times, but also fun. For you, what was your recruiting process like, and when was the moment that you really felt that SIU could be a good landing spot for you?
Yeah, I mean, my recruiting process it's obviously stressful. I mean, it's not, like people can say it's fun and all that. It's not fun. Like you're trying to figure out where to go spend the rest of your college career at. It's like, it takes some time, and I was looking at a couple other schools, and then SIU came in, and I visited, loved the coaches, loved the coaching staff, enjoyed everything about it. So I just figured this was the place to be. I mean, I think I made the right choice 100% so far, so I love it here.
Big part is, one, getting to know the new coach and obviously the coaching staff, but Coach Hawkins,
yes, sir,
I know has a special tie to you and the family. Tell us a little bit about the connection that Coach Hawkins has to the Steffe family.
Yeah, so Coach Hawkins coached my dad in college at Quincy, which is a D2 school, probably, 3 hours outside of here? So, yeah, he coached my dad there, and he's also the best man at my dad's wedding, actually. So it's like I've known Coach Hawkins since I was a little baby, like before I even knew what the world was. So he was at Western Michigan not before here. He went back to Quincy, then he was at Western Michigan, and he offered me there. He was my third offer, I think. So he offered me at Western Michigan. I didn't go there, and then he went to Quincy, and then I was going through the whole recruiting process, and he was actually like one of the main guys I was talking to about it. Like he hasn't even got hired here yet. It was way before. He was like, everything will work out. You'll find the right spot. So I was stressing about all that, and then he got the job here. And when he got the job here, I was like, okay. So then I came and visited, and I met Coach Nagy, and I loved Coach. And then obviously Coach Hawkins is like family. So, I mean, I just figured it was family ties and all that, and that's really what leaned me towards coming here.
From a basketball standpoint, what intrigued you about Coach Nagy, Coach Hawk, just the staff, just the style that they presented to you, and been like, this is kind of the style that we want to play?
Yeah, he presented to me where, like, on offense end, it's really a free reign. I mean, you make decisions within the offense because we run a lot of motion. So that intrigued me a lot, and he was like, listen, I want you to get to the free throw line. I want you to not just be a shooter. I want you to be a basketball player, which that's how I've always kind of played. So that's why I wanted to come here. So from that perspective, I was like, that's totally fits the way I play and all that. And on the defense end, he's like, listen, we're going to defend hard, and that's going to be our identity. And I was like, that's totally great. I mean, I love that. So, like, just all that, how he pitched me to it, I mean, it seemed like a really good fit.
What were the biggest things that you took away from Texas Tech that you thinking, hey, this was a positive for me, that's what I can build on and bring here to SIU?
I mean, I feel like my defense got so much better at Texas Tech. I redshirted there my freshman year, and I just felt like once I got there, I came in at Texas Tech at 180 pounds, and I left at 200, and now I'm up to 205. So I gained 20 pounds, 25 pounds, and I just think from being more athletic and the defensive ability, it helped me so much that I couldn't even imagine. So I feel like it was a really important 1 year just to get really good on that side of the ball. And I think that's translated over to this year.
It's clear, Drew, when you get the schools that looked at you like they were at the beginning process, there's a lot of skill and there's a lot of talent within you. When did you start, whether it's through your prep career, realizing hey, basketball is something I can really pursue and be good at?
Yeah, I mean, I've always played high-level AAU coming up, and I always did decently good, but I was always on the smaller end. So it was kind of like I'd be very crafty, and I wasn't as athletic as other kids. And then around my 8th grade year, I really had a big growth spurt, got to 6'1", 6'2", and I kept growing throughout my freshman and sophomore year. But I would say once I started playing on my freshman year in high school, I figured I can do this because I was playing very well at a very young age on a varsity level. So I think since then I've been okay, yeah, this can take me a long way.
And it seems from just kind of going through and looking at your family background, and a very athletic, gifted family too. What was it like growing up in the Steffe family of really being big athletes?
Yeah, no, we big sports family. I mean, that's like any type of sport, really, though. Like, my sister's she plays volleyball. She committed to Tulsa, so she's going there next year. And then my little brother plays basketball and football, and he's probably the best athlete out of all of us. So I mean, just the whole family, just that's all we kind of like. Everybody loves sports, so we kind of grew up playing that, and it wasn't like it wasn't like we were forced to do anything. Like, it's whatever we wanted to do and whatever we loved. So that really like just kept us going, and like we just always push each other and are competitive in anything we're doing. Probably a little too competitive. I mean, me and my little brother, when he was like 10 years old and I was like 14, 15, I mean, we just go at it, and like he'd be crying on the ground and all that. But you know, like that's family, and that's what we love to do.
You never cried though, right?
No. I beat him every time. Shout out Dylan. Hey, he's next up though. Hey, little Dylan. He went to the same high school I went to, and he's gonna be a freshman next year. And so he just went to like Kansas team camp and Oklahoma team camp playing basketball. So he's doing really, really, really well too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of transition a little bit to this team. When you come to someplace new, you know you're going to have to get to know everybody. Everybody is new to you here. Does it help from that standpoint with you, Drew, knowing there's so many people that are on kind of the same level that you are when you come here, that it's not just yourself that's new and everybody else's experience? You have a lot of guys who are going through a similar experience like you are right now.
Yeah, I mean, we only have 3 returners, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so everybody's new in this, and we are all trying to figure out together, which kind of makes it better. You know what I mean? It's not just like we have like one group that transfers and one group of people that's been here, and it's kind of like, you know, like everybody's trying to learn and trying to get to know each other, and everybody's trying to make this place home. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I mean, the transfer portal's crazy right now. There's teams that get everybody out and bring a whole new team in. So, I mean, that's just kind of what college basketball is now. So we just got to bond together, and, you know, like everybody loves each other right now. Like we hang out a lot. So it's been real fun from that point, and yeah.
Davon, someone you've known for a while. Davon Sykes is on the team, and we had Davon on over a week ago, and he talked about how you guys have known each other for a long time. One, the opportunity to play with him. How does that excite you? You committed first, and then Davon came on later. But what do you believe is his biggest assets that he can bring to the team this year as someone that's known him for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, he's a do-it-all guy. Like, he does everything on the court. I mean, last year I think he averaged like 12 and 8 at Texas State. I mean, that's hard to do in college basketball. It's very hard to do, and he was only a sophomore doing it. So, I mean, he's on the defense end, he's unbelievable. I mean, he can guard 1 through 5. He rebounds like crazy, and then the offense end, he's just a dog. I mean, he gets his nose in there, and his 3-point shots have been looking really good. So he's added that. Once he adds that, I mean, he's pretty unstoppable.
For you, a lot of people describe you as a really pure shooter, great shooter. Talk about your shooting ability. In conjunction with that, what are your biggest attributes that you can help out with the team this year, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my shooting, but like I feel like I'm a very good passer. Want to get everybody involved, and very high IQ on the court, like know where everybody's at and all that. And then on the defense end, just talking. I mean, letting people know where they should be, where I should be, and just playing as hard as I can at every possession.
What's been the biggest challenge, and maybe challenge isn't the right word, but when you go into a motion offense, I asked this to Sheridan this week too, where does that offense push you in terms of areas of knowledge that you really need to gain that strength in mentally to get it to show as smooth as possible out on the floor?
Yeah, definitely the cutting off the basketball right now is a big thing. Like, there's obviously so many different types of motions and so much, but the way Coach likes to play is a lot of cuts and really get the ball moving and all that. So it's just learning all the different types of cuts. Like, we just had a whole practice that you watched that we just worked on like 8 different cuts. You know what I mean? So learning all that is definitely new, just because and a lot of offense is really stagnant and kind of just pick and roll action. So it's been very fun. I mean, just learning how he wants us to play as an offense.
It's early, and there's still a lot of time to go. I know obviously the fall, and then of course once you get into the season. But as of the guys that return, and Jarrett, Kennard, and Sheridan, even though different coach, different system for what they were with before, how have they helped a guy like you kind of just understand the culture of what has been built here at SIU?
Yeah, no, they've helped a lot just off I mean, the whole coaching staff is new too, but like off the court, you know what I mean? Like where to go eat, what to do, and all that. Just like they've helped us a lot of like showing us the ropes kind of within the city. And I mean, that's helped tremendously, and like introducing us to the weight room and like weight room coaches and all that, and be like if this guy will let you in at night and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's been good.
There's a lot of eyes that get put on just college basketball in general, but there's always a lot of eyes on the Missouri Valley Conference. Mm-hmm. How big of a recruiting pool was it, not just to come and play here at SIU, but to play in a league that has a great reputation?
Yeah, no, it was a huge reason actually. I mean, it's a top 10 conference year in and year out. So I mean, just from that, like I want to play the best of the best. So when once Coach Hawk got here and he started recruiting me, and Coach Nagy started recruiting me, they're like, yo, like this is the Missouri Valley, like it's a big conference, and I really wanted to play in something like that. Because I haven't played in something like that. I mean, I was at Texas Tech last year, which is a Big 12, but I never played in that. So I wanted to play in big time, and there was big time players and all that.
From just, you can only see it from highlights and video stuff, but as you were looking and kind of diving through and making your decision, how huge of a role did Saluki Nation, the crowd, and the environment that's in Banterra play into you wanting to make a decision?
It made a big decision. It's funny because when I went to Texas Tech, that was one of the reasons too. I mean, they have a great atmosphere and all that, and I had no idea Southern Illinois' atmosphere was like this. Like I like they sent me a couple videos. I was like, oh my god! Like the Oklahoma State game last year, like it was bumping. So I mean, it was definitely a polling point also to be like, listen, we don't have 1,000 people in here. Like we have 7,000 to 8,000 every game. Like that's so big time, and like I just can't wait to play in front of that.
What's an area from a basketball perspective, Drew, that you've been really focusing on this summer, of areas where you want to continue to improve? That's an area where you're like, I got to attack this and improve.
Yeah, definitely just defense laterally, just getting. I feel like I'm already in a really good spot, but I want to become elite at everything I can do. Like I think I'm an elite shooter right now. I think I'm an elite passer, but I want to be elite on the defensive end, day in and day out, because like, if I can go do what I do on offense and bring that same to defense, I mean, I really think the sky's the limit.
One of the areas with Damian Mayo that was clear when he started here was his leadership and his voice and really communicating with others. You're another. You communicate. You talk to everybody. You're one of those guys where I think everybody really enjoys being around. Is that something that you've had to kind of grow into, or is that just a role that you feel like you've just naturally kind of always fitted?
I mean, in high school, that was definitely me. And then once I got to college last year, it kind of diminished just because freshmen and all the titles coming with it. You know what I mean, with older guys. But once I got here, the coaches were like, "Yo, like we want you to be a leader." So like I really took that. I was like, "Okay." So yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I mean, Mayo's amazing. I love Mayo. He talks so much, and it's just great energy and great. Yeah. So I just want to piggyback off that and just lead the team.
Well, of course, a lot of summer left to go. There's plenty of things you mentioned that you want to work on, but just you guys as a group, I think there's no question, a lot of good energy, a lot of enthusiasm. What's the key to keep building it and maintaining it, if that makes sense?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just continuing to know each other and know how we play and know what to do in different scenarios. You know what I mean? Like when we keep playing together, more and more we learn about each other. You know what I mean? So like we can't just like be done with practice and just go our separate ways. Like, you know, we got to become one. And I feel like so far we've done a great job. I mean, we do a lot of stuff together. So from that perspective, it's been great, man.
Drew, really, it's been a pleasure to get to know you this summer. Excited to see what the rest of the summer brings. Thanks so much for the time. Spend a few minutes with us.
Thank you.